So
Yo.
welcome to the Dan and Dave podcast, episode 1.
Eh?
Yeah,
Episode
boy.
1.
Right, the introduction to us, who we are, what we're interested in,
Mm.
what kind of things you can expect from the podcast, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, I'm the Dan half of Dan and Dave.
I'm the Dave half of
Yeah.
Dan and Dave, not the David version.
No, not the David version.
The Dave version.
Donvid and Doniel.
Yeah.
Facebook Messenger.
Yep.
That's still our Facebook Messenger since 2013.
Yes.
2014 maybe.
Yes.
At a push when we were what? Yeah, so we've been best friends since we were like what, 12?
Yep.
When we met in school.
Yeah, we got some crazy photos from that age.
And yeah, we changed a lot, haven't we? But yeah, to be fair, looking back then to now, I would not have pictured us being the same that we are now. I would not have gone like, that's going to be us in 12 years.
No.
That's half our life, because I'm 24.
Dave, 23, yeah. 23.
Dave's 24 next month.
Yeah.
So we met half of my life ago.
Mm-hmm.
And like, pretty much half of your life ago when we were 12.
Yeah.
And so, looking back from then to now, could you have fucking pictured like what would have happened in our life since then, and that we would still be best mates, meeting up all the time, not doing the same stuff, but still meeting up all the time. And the thing that's crazy for me is that we have changed so much since then, but we've always been very similar.
Yes.
Like, we are in no way the same people that we were, but we are so similar still.
I think morals has something to do with it, mate. Morals, the morals, the disciplines, the outlook on life has remained the same, even though the actions have become different.
Yeah, but so like when we were young, and we used to, like, when we were teenagers, mate, we used to smoke a lot of weed, right, together. We would meet up and smoke weed, and we'd be, as you do when you're young. But we were quite young, 13, smoking loads of weed and just having a laugh and being silly. We didn't necessarily have the same kind of like morals and attitude towards life that we do now. But this is what's interesting, because when we were in school, we used to smoke a bit of weed, and we weren't good in school. We used to be in detention a lot, have inclusions. We didn't try very hard. We weren't very good. But now we're both really driven, really, like, we want good health, success, money. We want to treat people well. We got our morals, and we got that drive that we really did not have before. So it's funny to me that we've both kind of like stumbled upon this drive randomly at the same time in exactly the same way.
It's always been the same way, though. Every time we've contacted each other, we've been like on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Going, I'm going to try this today. Well, I was thinking about that the other day. It's perfect, it's perfect.
When I went away to uni in Bristol, I wouldn't see you properly for like a couple months. We'd chat a bit on Messenger and stuff as you do. But I was away, like, say in my first year, partying a lot and having fun and all that. But you'd come back and we will have changed a little bit, but we'd be the exact same. Yeah. And it would always be that nothing's changed between us. We would meet up and we'd always have little periods sometimes where we wouldn't see each other very much. Yeah. But we would come back and it would be straight up, we're best friends again, all good. Haven't spoken in a little while. What's going on with you? Oh, the exact same thing has happened. Sometimes in the past when we've been having like women trouble and stuff like that, it's been the exact same thing at the exact same time. For like a lot of the situations in our life as well. Like, it's funny how similar some of these things have been. Like, for example, like, I think your mum had a TIA, didn't she?
Yes, she did. Yeah.
And so my mum recently had a TIA, and it's like we both relate to each other in so many, like, a plethora of different ways. It's so complex, but we're so similar. I don't know if maybe the fact that we had we had very different upbringings from childhood to teenage years, but we spent all of our teenage years together and in around each other's families and around each other doing the same thing. So maybe that has turned us into the men that we are. And then having these random things like our mum's having TIAs and just random stuff like women and all this stuff has kind of like made us similar. But then it could be as well that, you're the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Yes. Yeah. In life, I've spent the most time with you. Yep. So there's no way that we wouldn't be different.
Do or die, mate. Do or die.
Do or die.
Yeah, do or
That's
die.
It. Well,
hopefully not die.
Hopefully not die. We're going to die, bro.
Yeah.
We're going to die. Well. You can't avoid it. It's going to happen. But what you got to do is just try and live the most meaningful life that you can while you're here. Try and find some happiness for yourself. And regardless of if you do, try and bring some joy into the world, you know?
Yeah, but what's meaningful to you?
What's meaningful to me?
Yeah, you say live a meaningful life. What do you mean?
Well, I think everyone has to figure out what their meaning is. Everyone has to do the introspective work, the soul searching. Our generation has a problem with spending time alone and actually doing the introspective work, like thinking, what do I want from life? What kind of person do I want to be? What do I need to do these things? We live in like a distraction age. Like everyone will just pick up their phone, sit on their phone. We go out partying, drinking, all of these things. We're just distracting from real life. We have the saying, this is real life, or we're in the real world, that kind of thing that we say to each other a lot. We need to live in the real world. And sometimes, when you're at home on your own, I think you should just sit and fucking think. Like it's you have a brain, actually use it. Think, what do I want from my life? What would make me happy? If I could have anything I wanted, what would make me happy? And like, be realistic. You know your own limitations. Like, oh yeah, it would make me really happy to be an Olympic athlete. It's not going to happen.
I don't know, mate. It could.
Well, but for some people, is the thing.
For some people,
some people, it's not going to happen.
No,
you need to understand your own limitations in life. Like, there are some people who have quite low IQs, and it's like, realistically, you have to be like, some people with low IQs, you're not going to attain certain, like, I want to be whatever, I don't know,
an astrophysicist,
something like that. It's not going to happen, but there'll be something that will give your life meaning. It'll be fulfilling, and you would enjoy doing it, and you just have to figure out what that is. But realistic to your own life. Set goals that are just outside your reach, just outside the comfort zone, and always shift the goalpost further once you reach them. Unrealistic goals just get disheartened. If you fall too flat, you're not ever gonna find that motivation to keep going. You're not ever gonna find the fucking motivation to actually try something else if something falls flat. If you set yourself like, oh, okay, in 5 years it'd be good if I'm here, but these are the things that I need to do right now to get there. You've got manageable goals within your short-term time frame you can chip away at, and then when you get, say, even in 5 years' time, you go, all right, I'm not where I plan to be in 5 years' time,
but you're on the right path.
Or it could be, I'm on the right path, and it will just take me a bit longer. Or it could be, but actually the experiences I've had in those 5 years have made me change the end goal. I now want to do something different. I know a bit more about myself, and I want to be doing this instead. It just, you have to be self-aware, proactive in life. You can't be reactive to life.
No.
Oh, this has happened to me. Oh, what do I do about this? It's like, right, what do I want from life? Because if you're reactive, how are you going to create the life you want? You're not. You're just always reacting to what's happening, and it's not. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to do anything.
No.
You're
going to spin around in circles.
Yeah.
You're going to spin around in circles, and then you're going to end up in the same place that you were 2 years ago.
There's like, even that, you're not going to actually accomplish anything. Realistically, you just react. If you're constantly reacting, you can't be proactive. You can't create. You want to think, what do I want in life? And you have to. That's the thing. That's the point. You have to think, what is it I want in life? What will make me fulfilled? And then figure it out. Like for us, we are very self-aware people. We have, what do they call it? Being overthinkers.
The gift and the curse.
The gift and the curse, indeed. The angels are demons sometimes.
Left, right, shoulder. How it is.
That's it. Well, you think too much, but the gift aspect of it is we're very self-aware. We know what we want in life because we think too much about everything. So what have we found in our life? What have you found? What things currently make you feel fulfilled, and what things are you wanting to attain?
Well, I found that it's not so much the things I want, it's the things I don't want to be. That's the main thing. Like I'm still finding what I want to be, but I know what I definitely don't want to be. And I set certain disciplines in line to make sure I never become the person I don't want to be.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
am I allowed to interject there?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think Jordan Peterson said something that was like, it's good to have something to run towards, but sometimes it's even better to have something to run away from. So you should figure out the type of person that you want to be and run towards that, and figure out the type of person you don't want to be and run away from that. And comes back to the introspection, but carry on. What type of things?
No, that's a great point. And I think you got to know what you don't want to be more than you want to be, because you can set this goal that you want to be, and like you said, you may never achieve it, but later on in life you find out, right, I took the right path anyway. I went the right direction, and you never became what you didn't want to be. Like I set dedication. I'm like disciplined in my drinking, my gaming, my drug use. No drugs, no gaming, no drinking. because they're all things that alter your consciousness, your disciplines, everything.
Yeah.
It all fucks with your disciplines. So you have to stay disciplined.
Yeah, and all those things specifically as well hijack your reward center in your brain.
Yeah.
So they and things as well like masturbation and porn that we're both we're both pretty proactive about trying our best to abstain from. You've been a bit longer on this journey than me, but these things hijack your reward center. They completely rewire your brain chemistry. There's been studies, about porn specifically and sexually explicit material that it fires off so many more neurons in different parts of the brain, depending on if you're an avid user or not. And all of these things nowadays, we are succumbing to what do they call, like, cheap dopamine and like quick dopamine. Yeah. And so it's hijacking our reward centers. We're getting simple rewards from bullshit things like scrolling through reels and stuff like that. I'm a victim of that as well. Like, I do.
Oh, we're all guilty of it. We're all guilty of it.
I mean, a kind of semi justification for mine is a lot of mine are tailored to be proactive things. So a lot of mine are towards working out, towards money, wealth, towards positive mindset. I'm like a bit of a spiritual person, so I do see a lot of stuff about spiritual and meditation and stuff for the mind, psychology. A lot of the things that I can get trapped into are beneficial. It's not necessarily a good thing to sit and scroll through these things. But
a video that I watched was basically saying that it's like mental masturbation. It's like you can watch all these videos about who you want to be, but if you sit there for hours scrolling instead of being proactive about it, then you just end up living in fantasy land, thinking one day I'm going to be this person, but you don't become it because you just watch it.
But why is that? Bring it back, because you're reacting, you're not being proactive.
Exactly.
You're not creating the life that you want.
No.
But in some cases it could be beneficial to give you some inspiration, as long as it doesn't consume you.
There's been plenty of times where you're not going gym, you're not doing the things you should be doing, and you can watch one video and you can be right back on top of things. It can spark that fire in you again, where you can get through the first couple of days where it's really hard, and then your disciplines come back and you carry on with what you're supposed to be doing. So in that way, I think it's perfect. And that's why you should limit it. You should limit it to when you really need it.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I think it is a good thing to have in moderation, but everything in moderation. Don't get hooked on these things. Cheap dopamine, stopping us, achieving our goals, stopping us living in the real world. A lot of this stuff.
It's all about the real world, man.
Yeah. You're scrolling, watching videos, watching TV, you're gaming, whatever it is, masturbation, porn. You're not living in the real world.
No.
This is not your life. You're watching things happen to other people. And some, I do like watching some fantasy things. Like, I watch Marvel films. I think a lot of people watch like Marvel films.
Star Wars, Marvel.
Yeah, I do like Star Wars and Marvel. Like, I've lately, since I pretty much have an inept ability to watch television at the minute. Like, I'm so fucking bored by it now, because I'm now, we are living in the real world now. Like, we're doing things for our life. So I probably watched an hour of telly in the last 2 or 3 months. And that was because a new Star Wars show came out, and I had to sit and force myself to watch it. And even though I enjoyed watching it, I was just thinking there could be better things to be doing.
Of course.
Like, but I do like these things sometimes. It's not the real world, but sometimes they're okay, like in extreme moderation. And if you enjoy it and it's not consuming you, that's fine.
I think also, as long as you are very proactive through that day, you're allowed to have a bit of downtime. You are allowed to have a bit of downtime. You can't be on constant go mode 24/7. You need those outlets where you do have, you watch a bit of TV, a bit of YouTube, a bit of reels. You just, like we said, moderation. You need moderation.
Yeah, I definitely think moderation in everything is a good thing, honestly. But, well,
not hard drugs.
Well, yeah, there's obviously that's what I was thinking. Hard drugs, but also like moderation in discipline. Maybe not. Maybe we should stick to like doing the core things that would make us fulfilled and would make us lead a happy life. Realistically, everyone should be healthy.
I think that's where morals and discipline come together, because when you stick to your morals and you stay disciplined, then you're always on the right path and you can still have balance in your life.
Yes. I think as well, if you figure out what it is you want from life, and then get some motivation to start being disciplined. Right. So you've got a little bit of motivation, and you only need motivation for the start, because motivation fades fast. So make sure you set up disciplines when you're motivated. Start doing these things that work towards what you want. So say like everyone should aim to be healthy. Because healthy mind, healthy body, everyone should want to be healthy. It's the prime mode of being, is being healthy. So you should start when you got motivation to, like, say you're overweight or underweight, okay, I need to change my diet. I'm eating too much, I'm eating too little, I'm not eating the right foods. You soak in some of this information from social media or from wherever you get it. You've got that motivation, you've got that the motivation, and then you need to start these disciplines, right? So I'm going to calorie count this, or I'm going to make sure that I don't eat a takeaway other than every other Friday, or whatever the fuck it is. And then this is your discipline. Like, you stick to that and the results will come. And then you're working towards something, right? So I have, it might be a body image, it might be just general health,
it can be both.
It could be anything, realistically, like,
I think whatever motivates you to get there in the first place is the best thing.
That's it. That's one thing I heard as well. The best type of exercise is the one that you will do. If you will go to the gym and lift weights, do that. If you will go for a walk every day, do that. If you will swim every day, do that. Or every so often. If you will do it, do that. There's no point in, like, say, I've seen you should go to the gym and lift weights. You go there once a week instead of your 4 times a week that you planned, and you hate it. You're not motivated to go back. Maybe that's not for you. Maybe do that once a week, or do it as much as you need to get to the result that you want.
It's a good start, but find other avenues.
Find the one that you actually want to do. The one that
there's no excuse
enjoy.
to have no fitness. There's so many things to keep you fit these days that it doesn't make sense to be fat, mate. It really doesn't. It doesn't make sense. There's so many active sports and so many active jobs, everything.
Well, let's talk about that for one, because there is no excuse for being fat. Full stop. Because if you're fat, you are putting in more calories than you are burning. Okay. And so, yes, you can say, look, there are people with thyroid issues, and all that does is slows down your metabolic rate. So you're burning less calories sedentary.
So what's the answer then?
What's the answer? You need to
eat less calories.
But you realistically, try track your calories, and if you get to a point that you're eating this many calories and you're still putting on a pound every month, drop it a bit. And like, you can increase your expenditure as well. So there's so many different things, man. So you should do some exercise to increase the amount of. So you should eat at maintenance, what it takes for your body to maintain, and then you should live a lifestyle that enables you to eat more calories. You should do some cardio, do some running, walking, whatever it is, and then those calories you can eat more. Eat at maintenance or deficit, whatever your goal is. But first of all, figure out your maintenance, and then whatever your goal is. I want to put on this amount of size for a skinny person. I want to lose this amount. Then you regulate your calories up or down depending on what your goal is. But first, find maintenance.
Speaking from experience, aren't you?
100%.
You were overweight at one point, and now you're fit and getting leaner, and you're in shape. You're in great. You're in great health compared to what you were 2 years ago.
100%.
How did you do it?
Well, how did I do it?
How did you do it?
I started calorie. I'm speaking from experience here. I started calorie counting around the time my son was born. So I've got a son. He's 3 at the end of this month. Around the time he was born, I basically, my son's mum, when she was pregnant, I decided that I was basically just going to eat what I wanted and put on fat. Basically, kind of like maybe a semi-justification for what it was, but I was like, if I get a bit fat, hopefully she won't feel so self-conscious. And in my head, it was like, look, I'm not going to regulate what I'm eating, and I did get quite fat. And obviously I wasn't like mega skinny before.
What were the numbers? Give us your stats. How tall are you? How heavy were you?
I'm between like 6 foot and 6'1". I don't know exactly. I'm like,
oi.
I'm like, I'm like almost 6'1", maybe on a good day. If I stretch the spine out, and I'm really pushing up, But I'm like, I'm between 6 foot, and I think I wasn't like fucking obese like that. I was like 14 stone, I think. When I started the journey, I was 14 stone.
Mm-hmm.
And I realistically, when I actually looked at the calories I was eating, I was probably eating 5K a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I actually looked at it, when I started calorie counting,
and
I got
what sort of shit was you eating? What were we going through?
Oh shit, bro.
Yeah,
honestly, I can't even explain. Like, I was eating so much shit, you know, like loads of processed fucking carbs and sugars. I was eating so much sugar and like sweets and chocolate biscuits, all the shit, crisps. It was just shit food. I was getting takeaways like multiple times a week.
Yeah.
It was really bad, man. And so I just started. I basically, mate, just started fucking calorie counting and working out weights 3 times a week. You know, to fit in the schedule of having a son. But I stick to that, and I've been pretty. I probably have missed 2 weeks in a year of weights.
Yeah.
You know, it's not been too much. I've probably missed 6 or 7 weeks in the 3-year period. Got straight back to it.
Yeah.
But figured out the kind of. I didn't even figure out maintenance calories, to be honest. At the start, I started eating fuck all calories.
Yeah.
Like
maybe an extreme cut sort of thing.
Pretty much, yeah. I probably started eating maybe like 1,200 calories.
Yeah, so extreme levels, yeah.
Pretty low, and I stuck at that for quite a long time, and that obviously inhibited me a little bit from putting on muscle. And I was at a deficit for over 2 years.
Yeah,
I wanted to lose the weight, kind of slowly.
Yeah,
I didn't go like mega crazy because actually, realistically, my maintenance calories is probably like 2,000.
Yeah,
even now.
Yeah.
So then so muscle tissue is, what do they call it? It burns calories just by existing.
Yeah,
right. It's it burns calories just by being there. Fat tissue doesn't. Okay, your brain obviously burns calories, but some tissue burns calories just by existing.
Yeah.
There is an exception to that, actually. So you have 2 different types of fat. I think you have a yellow fat and a brown fat. Okay, your brown fat is for thermogenesis, so for making you warm.
Yep.
And that does use calories. So that uses calories to exist. And so the only reason that you would store brown fat is cold exposure, which is another reason why people are keen for the cold showers and are
cold baths,
keen for the cold baths, stuff like that. If you can get to the point where your body is shifting some of the yellow fat into brown fat, or is creating more brown fat. I don't know precisely how it works, to be honest. I'm not clued up on that, but I know that if you can increase the amount of brown fat that you have by cold exposure, then you're increasing your amount of calories that you're going to burn.
Yeah.
And same way, like if you start, when I started off, I had fuck all muscle tissue.
Yeah.
Realistically, I was like scrawny but fat. You know what I mean? What do they call it? Skinny fat.
Skinny fat. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And my face was fat. I was fat, and I had fuck all muscle tissue. So you start putting on muscle tissue, and then that will increase the amount of calories that you can burn throughout the day, or eat throughout the day, or whatever it is. As you increase the amount of tissue that uses calories, you can increase your calories, or you can burn fat faster. Whatever the goal is. But so as I started kind of building some muscle, the calories fluctuated. I guess I had to move them up and down. Obviously, your body gets used to being in a deficit for a long time. When I got to like around 1.5 years mark, my results were quite sluggish. So I started kind of doing maybe kind of like bulks, not mega bulks like that, but kind of like a lean bulk for a bit. So I would eat in a slight surplus to my maintenance. And so that kind of gets your body out of like starvation mode. And so you'd put on a bit more muscle tissue and put on a little bit of body fat as well. And then if I kind of did quite short lean bulks, and then I would go back onto the deficit. So then my body was like, okay, I'm not in starvation mode now. We can burn the fat again. That's kind of what I was doing. But being in the deficit and fucking around like that for so long,
yo-yo dieting, sort of like not yo-yo
dieting, but it's
sort of like yo-yoing weight. You're sort of like
a little bit. If you see the graph, I came right down, and I would do like a little bulk and then come down. But what my point is, it's kind of prohibited me from putting on big size because I was so fat. Realistically, I probably should have initially ate at maintenance and just did a body composition, change, not change fat to muscle, but build muscle at the same time you lose fat. All of this knowledge is better in hindsight.
Yeah, of course.
But so I kind of held back on some of the newbie gains because I was not very knowledgeable at the time. I don't have the knowledge that I have now. But I mean, it's worked, man. Like if you I showed you the progress picture.
I've seen the progress picture. I've seen the graph. The graph is something beautiful. You know, it's like you got this 3-year period where you're at the very top. What was it? 14 stone.
14 stone dead. I think.
Yeah, 14 stone dead, and it comes down so gradually over the years.
Yeah,
and then
for like 2 years, it came down to like 11.5.
It's a clean old,
Yeah.
And then, like you said, you went up and down when you did your mini bulks, your mini cuts.
Yeah, my mini bulks in the winter.
And then what are you sitting at now? You're at what? Just under.
Right now, I'm on
11.5 or something.
I'm about 11.5 again now.
Yeah.
But I'm at now. So the first time I got down to 11.5, I was 11.5 more body fat, less muscle.
Yeah, more skin and bone sort of thing. Not skin and bone, but more.
No, but I had more body fat and less muscle than I do now.
Yeah.
Now I've got more pounds of muscle than I did the last time I was 11.5. So now I'm leaner than I was then.
Yep.
But I've got a bit more muscle. Yep. I'm not big. I'm not stocky.
No. But you got. But if you compare the two pictures, which I'm sure you guys will see at some point soon.
At some point,
yeah.
Maybe we'll post it for some motivation.
At some point soon, you'll see it. But I've seen the before and afters, and you're a completely different shape. Which, and you're sitting at the same sort of weight. Or wow, I guess that picture you showed me was your heaviest.
The picture I showed you was when my son Barney was a newborn. So
your heaviest then almost.
It was pretty much heaviest, man. It was pretty much heaviest. Like give or take a few pounds, realistically, And
then the photo you showed me, I think you showed me earlier. Completely different body, completely
different.
If you cut the head off, you'd be like, it's not the same person.
It's not.
It's one of those transformations you see, and you're a bit like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brilliant, mate. Well done.
No roids.
No steroids.
No performance enhancing drugs. Literally just diet, exercise consistently for a long time.
Yeah.
Results do sometimes take a long time, but you can see many bits of progress all the time.
Yeah. And when it comes to your health, there's no point rushing anything. That's when you get hurt and things get dangerous. You've done a really gradual path, and it's paid off.
100%. And for my advice as well, for people that are perhaps quite a lot bigger on the obesity side, who are looking to make the right step and the good step towards losing some fat for your health. Realistically, it's for your health. You don't want to have all of this pressure from this excess weight on your joints, on your connective tissue. It's just gonna, like, realistically in life, you're gonna get older. If your cardiovascular fitness is not good,
it's going to get harder as you get older.
You're not going to be able to carry this weight around. You're putting this pressure on the joints. They're going to get messed up. I've seen it from like some of my parents' friends. Really fat. They're living horrible lives, man. And you should see. I mean, for me, you should see it and just go, no. Comes back to I'm running away from that. I don't want to be that. And I could have been that. I could have carried on eating 5,000 calories and just been a fat fuck. Just been now. One of my knees is a little smidge dodgy. It's not too bad. But I just think, if I just got fatter and fatter, and as well, I started as a new kind of young dad. I wanted to fucking be able to play with my son, run around with my son, pick him up, do all these things. I didn't want to be this fat dad who just can't do anything. It's a good motivation for me.
And that's a great point about that. You did it while you had a newborn. So there's no excuses really. There's no excuses like I haven't got the time or I haven't got the facilities or anything like that. It doesn't take much.
On the facilities as well. Talk about the facilities, right? So when I first started my kind of like weight loss or fitness journey, what I had was a flat bench in a loft. In a loft in my parents' house that I would go into and use, and some kind of like some dumbbell kind of like bars and a barbell that I never ever used the barbell. And just some plates that I would put on this dumbbell. And I had fuck all plates, so I've had to gradually like get stronger by the plates as well. But it's a really budget setup. I started from nothing, from nothing. I've started from fuck all equipment, and I've done all right. And we still use a similar setup now.
We
bought
used
a better bench. I bought some new.
We
worked out today.
We used it earlier.
We did an upper session like maybe an hour before we started this recording, didn't we?
We wanted to get the
pump,
juices flowing.
Get that testosterone up. Get that feel good vibes. But it's the same thing. I do have like a leg press machine in the shed outside.
You've got the running machine now.
I've got the running machine.
It's all things that have accumulated, and now you're fortunate in the chance you can look after yourself well at home, which is beautiful.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, if you can get to a gym, like even people can do calisthenics. You can do anything at home. You can you can get DVDs or YouTube videos of do this workout, and it's like anyone. You can do some push-ups and all this stuff. You can do HIIT exercise. Just fucking go on YouTube, man.
Well,
if you've got nothing, you can do body weight things and you can do exercise.
Well, going back to earlier, if you are on that really extreme scale, or even just slightly below it, walking, like you said, just go out for a walk, get your 10K steps in, and I guarantee you will start losing that weight.
Well, I would not make that guarantee because you don't know how much calories they're putting in.
Watching your calories as well.
Diet is 70% of fitness.
Yeah,
diet is 70% of fitness. Everything. Say even if you're a big bodybuilder or you're really into whatever type of exercise it is, that will only generate you maybe, up to 30% of the results.
Yeah.
And the other 70% is what you fuel your body with.
Yeah.
If you fuel your body with really poor foods, not enough vitamins, micronutrients as well, not enough macronutrients. If you're trying to put on muscle and you're not eating enough protein, you're not satisfying your healthy fats. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You need to eat the right foods. You should look into it, and it's for your health. At the end of the day,
so it comes down to healthy lifestyle, healthy diet.
Health is wealth. Someone healthy who has fuck all money wants £1 million. Someone who has £1 million but no health just wants their health. Would give it all up. Even $1 billion, they would give it all up for their health. Health is wealth. You can have a good life if you're healthy. Just please, I can get emotional feeling about this, anger, sadness. I want everyone to just be healthy. You don't have to make it complicated like we're making it now. We're just talking to each other because we kind of understand.
We have quite a large understanding of it.
Yeah, because we're interested in it. But just watch some YouTube videos, understand a bit about how you can diet and how you can do some exercise. Please do it. It will be so much better. Your life will be better. Exercise will help you regulate your hormones as well. If you're feeling, if you're feeling unhappy, you're not feeling satisfied. A lot of these things, your serotonin is not working. You can be depressed. You're not happy in life. Your serotonin is not working properly because you're not achieving goals. You're not fueling your body correctly. If you start fitness, you start eating well, you start doing exercise, all your hormone regulation is there. Your dopamine regulators are going to come back properly. You're going to get endorphins from the exercise. You're going to feel good, and then you're going to get the serotonin. You're achieving little goals. You're working towards something, which is what the serotonin is for. If you're feeling, I'm not going to say it's a cure for depression because it's not, but it's fucking going to help. It's going to help,
and it does help tenfold. I think if you are feeling rather down or depressed or however you want to put it, just do a bit of exercise. I know that can seem really hard. It's not, it's not easy. If you're in that state, you don't just get up and go, I'm going to bang out 100 press ups or however you can do. But do anything. Even go for a walk. Go for a walk, get some exercise, get a bit of serotonin.
Just do something.
Fresh air.
Get outside. Yes. Don't just sit inside. No. Don't just sit on your phone. Don't just sit playing video games. No. Don't just go out and sit in a pub. Get outside. Get in nature. Reconnect. We're not designed, or biologically, evolution. How long have we been, not even we as humans, but our ancestors, going back to all of the species, been outside? I don't know how, hundreds of millions of years since before, when we were bacteria, and then obviously fish, etc. You come onto the land, but obviously we evolved after the mass extinction of the dinosaurs. Small marsupials that were around then, that are delineated from other species, became us somehow through some crazy evolution that we can't necessarily comprehend right now without looking into it. But you can't just throw away all of that, or you can't expect, because society has us now sat on our phones, doing quick dopamine. We're not designed to be in boxes and just looking at a thing, looking at a phone, looking at a telly, or even just sitting, looking at a pub, getting in, whatever. You do need to get outside. You need to get outside.
It's just a direct correlation of bad health. If you're sat there looking at your phone, you're not being active. You're probably eating loads as well. Your moods are spiked all the time because your dopamine's all over the place. Just get rid of it. I've done stints where I've got rid of my phones. I haven't on Instagram in over 2 years. I've got rid of certain social medias to stay away from the dopamine traps.
You're really good at that, man. I really admire you. Some of the things that you do, you are I mean, me personally, I'm quite disciplined. I would say I'm more disciplined than say like 85% of
I'd say
general
90,
population.
I put it up there quite
90.
high.
I was going to say 90, but I thought
yeah,
I'd
well, we got
down a little bit.
I think it's about 90.
But you are, when it comes to discipline, you're in the top 2 or 3%.
Yeah,
easily. I really admire you.
Thank you.
You're really disciplined with some of the things you do. It really inspires, and having you around really inspires me to do better as well.
I'm glad to hear.
I'm very glad that I've got you in my life, man.
No, I appreciate you too, mate. Yeah,
Thank you.
I appreciate you too.
We got a very strong bond, man. We got a very
we have. Yeah. Brothers from another mother.
We are
the classic. Yeah,
you're the closest thing I ever had to a brother, bro.
Yeah,
100%. Always, I always get you the brother card on birthdays.
The brother card.
Like genuinely,
Yeah.
I love you like family, mate.
Yeah.
I love you with all my heart. All my heart. I'd die for you. I'd do anything for you, bro. I love you. You're the closest thing I ever had to a brother. I mean that. Honestly, I love you with all my heart, mate.
I appreciate that, mate. I really appreciate it.
Get emotional, mate.
Yeah,
get emotional. Think about everything we've been through, man.
Yeah.
Half my life I've spent with you, literally. It's crazy. All the things we've been through, man. It's crazy.
It's great, we've ended up both on this path of trying to discover who we want to be and discipline and everything like this. But none of us became junkies or anything like that. We went on the right path because we kept each other. There's been times where you've needed help, I've needed help, and we've kept each other on the right path.
Facts. And it's not like we haven't dabbled. We've done all this stuff. We're speaking from experience. We're speaking from experience.
Yeah, it's all experience. Yeah.
Like, a lot of the things we've done drugs.
Yeah,
we've done Class A drugs. We've done smoking weed. We've done dossing around. We've been lazy fucks. We've been addicted to porn. We've been addicted to gaming. We've done all this stuff, and we've come out the other side and gone, do you know what? That sucks. That fucking sucks. I'm not doing that anymore. And our lives are so much better for it, aren't they? And we're still nowhere near where we want to be, but are we on the right path?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. It's crazy.
All you have to think is if you didn't get rid of a certain thing, how different your life would be, If I sat and played games still and continued to play them for 10 hours a day, where would I be now? I don't know. In a casket? I don't know.
Yeah, well...
you know what I mean? Who knows about these things?
Well, I remember So let's talk a little bit about your fitness journey now, and your body, right? So we talk about me for a while, but I remember you, when we were younger, like, proper ectomorph.
Yeah.
Proper skeleton with some skin on.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
See every bone and all that stuff.
I used to call you paper plate pecs.
Yeah,
but paper plate pec, not like, so if you got it like this and the food is on it, holding it up like that.
Yeah.
So it was like it was indented.
Yeah.
Like the rib cage was indented, bro. And obviously this is one of the jobs of young men, is to take the piss out of things.
Yeah.
Of people. People a little bit soft nowadays,
but
you took the piss out of me for everything.
Yeah,
it inspired me to do better.
Yeah.
I took the piss out of you for everything. It inspired you to do better.
Yeah.
How you handle things, but you, right? Talk a little bit about yourself, man.
Well, when I was, how old was I? My fitness journey started when I was about 18. I think it was 18, 17 maybe, and I weighed. So I'm 6'2".
Yo,
yeah.
You weren't then. You're about 6 foot 8.
Yeah. I was about 6 foot then, and I weighed in the realm of like 8.5 stone. So like really light.
Crazy,
really
crazy.
And I'm sure you'll see some pictures of that at some point as well.
We'll have to do both of us.
We'll have to get
on the Instagram. We'll put it on.
I'll put it on the Instagram. I weighed nothing, and one day my friend went, "Oh, do you want to go gym?" And I thought, something in me was like, "Yeah, all right, something to do." I'm bored of playing games. At the time, I was playing 10 hours of games a day. Sleeping pattern was fucked. Mental health, fucked. All of it, horrible. And one day I just went to the gym and fell in love with it. I just fell in love with it, and from that day, the first time I went, I started eating a bit more, and I was like, oh yeah, it'd be nice to gain a bit of size, a bit of weight, just to fill out your clothes a little bit more. That's all it was. It was like it never started off as I want to get better with my mental health or anything like that. It was just, it'd just be nice to fill out the clothes. It's nice to go to the gym with your friends and have a laugh. And all of a sudden, it took me on this journey of, I tried out different gyms. I went to gyms with different people, and I ended up going by myself more than most of my friends would. And I stayed there for hours upon hours, which isn't good in hindsight. But it was like
to the gym.
Yeah.
Bro, so, what's bad about that?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong with it. It's just like what do you call it? How efficient it is. Like the things I was doing wasn't efficient because I wanted to be there so long, because it was a place of like peace for me.
Yeah.
It was a place of peace.
But is that a bad thing?
No. That's the thing. There could be way worse things, Yeah.
Like, I went and I stayed in the gym for hours in a day. That's so bad,
no.
man.
Yeah.
You'd slap on the wrist for you.
Yeah, that's it. Well, some people, you'd be surprised. People say it's a waste of time, but
But
it wasn't.
Someone has that opinion.
Who cares?
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Get fucked. Yeah.
You don't like. You don't have the right priorities, mate.
No, don't. No.
How can you look at someone who is doing something for self betterment and go, shouldn't be doing that?
Yeah.
It's like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, when I realised I was hooked on it was when my friends, some of the friends I used to go with, they used to, they do their session, get it done, and then they drive home and they'd be like, oh, do you want to lift? But at the time, the gym I was going to was a 45-minute walk. So 45-minute walk, 2 hours there, 45-minute walk back. So it's like 3 hours of my time. And they just drive home and I'm like, nah, look, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay and train and walk home by myself. Didn't matter, the rain, ice, sun, whatever it was. And that's when something sparked in me. And I was like, look, I really love this. And I can see what it's improving in my life, my mental health, my habits. And yeah, I bulked up over the next couple of years and I'm sitting at just under 13 now. And it's been an incredible journey. It's been an incredible journey of teaching disciplines and life, just life lessons in general. Life lessons in general. So many have been learned, all these things that I got rid of. A lot of it was to do with the gym. It was like gaming. I game instead of go to the gym. So, right, we'll get rid of gaming because gym is more important. Phones, wow, it's fucking with my dopamine. Pornography, all of it. It's fucking with my dopamine. Get rid of it. And then it just ends up with like, right, what do I want from life? I want to be healthy. First, it was I want to look good. Well, it started off fill out t-shirt. Then it was look good. Now it's health and look good.
It's got to be both.
Yeah, it's all of it.
For us, man.
Yeah, it's all of it.
I think people should have the goal of like, it's not egotistical to want to like what you see in the mirror.
No.
Do you know what I mean? That is not egotistical. It is a staple of life. Yeah. You should want to enjoy the person.
Well, it shows how much you value yourself. It shows how much you really care about yourself, because you should care about yourself. If you say you got a job interview and you have no care about how you look or anything like that, you're not going to get the job because you walk in, you're scruffy and everything like this. Now, there are some jobs where there's exceptions, but if you're trying to be high value, especially as a man, trying to be a high value man, you need to care about what you look like. You need to care about these things. You need to have routines in place that make you look better, that set you apart from everyone else.
Yes, I think definitely in a productive way. You need to be a man who has disciplines towards your health. Yeah. What you look like health wise, not necessarily like way over the top grooming and all these things.
No,
people might be obsessed with the clothes they wear and all of these things. It's like, okay, that's good. Like it can be a good thing, but you can get narcissism. But it's not justified.
No.
But for a male, you should be, and for females, you should be looking to attain the body that you want in life, and you should be happy with your body. You shouldn't be waking up and hating your body. We've been there. We've been there. We're speaking from experience.
We've been there for years.
Yeah,
years.
We still get like it a little bit of that body dysmorphia.
Yeah,
and you're not mega. Some days you look at yourself, this could be a bit better for me. I could look a little bit leaner today, or I really want this muscle to be a little bit bigger. But in the grand scheme of things, how grateful are you for looking like what you look like now?
Oh, more grateful than ever.
Yeah,
I never.
100%.
We were talking about it earlier, and we were saying, did you ever think you see yourself in this position? I said, yeah. But when I think about it like this, and I'm like, well, did I think I had the disciplines to get to where I am? No. And then through the journey of, I'm going to keep trying things and closing off doors of things I don't want to be. I've got to where I want to be in a sense of I'm very happy with it. Yeah. And that's all I wanted at that stage anyway. I just wanted to be happy with who I was. And that's where I am now.
I tell you what, that is a struggle, man, with not even just the way that you look, but the second you start kind of being, even if you're not self-aware, you're not happy with who you are.
Yeah.
But when you start being self-aware, it's like, okay, I'm a bit better in this way. Now this needs to be improved. It's like, for me, I don't know what this will sound like, but I genuinely don't know if I will ever be fully satisfied with who I am, because I think there will always be something I can do better. There will always be something that I can be better in an aspect of my life, and I'm glad that I have that in me, because if I was just complacent, I would just be tossing around doing fuck all, not cared.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't matter. just do whatever. Oh, just get fat, or not even fitness. You know, I don't have to try that much at work. I don't have to try that much don't have to try that much about relationships. Don't have to try to be the best dad I can be, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You need to strive for better.
Always.
Because
if you don't, you become complacent.
And
you get
that's
lazy.
not a good thing, is it?
No, it's not a good thing at all.
You don't attain anything. You need, comes back to what we said at the beginning. I love it.
Yeah.
You need to be proactive in life, not reactive.
Yep.
You need to figure out what you want in your life and get it. It sounds fucking simple. It is.
Yeah.
Sit, think about yourself, about the life that you want. Envision a perfect life for yourself within the realms of reality. And you know, you could, I really want to date Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
No,
not going to happen.
No.
But right, okay, I wouldn't mind a woman who is like this, or I wouldn't mind a man who is like this, or I would love a wife and kids.
Yeah.
Right, so say I would love a wife and kids, and I would love my wife to be these characteristics. Right, what type of man do I have to be to get that result?
Yeah.
So you know, whatever it might be, you've got to do it. You've got to figure out. Okay, so I got to be a man who has my shit together at least. I've got to be someone who is capable of being sociable. You know, who is at least somewhat all right with kids. I've got to be someone who has an aspect of charisma, or is a little bit funny, or gets along with this woman. I've got to be at least interesting. I should probably try and become as best looking as I possibly can to get my body to a healthy shape. I should probably be disciplined. I should probably be doing something towards work so that I can provide something for my family. You know, if those are your goals, it doesn't have to be. It could be, I wouldn't necessarily agree with this, but it could be, I want to be the top playboy. I want to go around sleeping with loads of women. I want to get loads of money. I want to go around sleeping with loads of women. I mean, that's not me, but if that is you
need to work out how to get there.
Yeah. And I mean, I would advise always being ethical. So if you are going to be sleeping with women, you know,
use protection.
Don't treat them like shit.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big believer in not lying. I believe in telling the truth, even if it's uncomfortable to people. I believe the truth, you know, the truth will set you free. I believe the truth is the right path, even if it's uncomfortable. You know, if you're in a relationship and you know that you're biting your tongue about something, or you know you're not being genuine, it always would be better to just tell the truth.
The truth always comes out, no matter what. You know, it can come out 20 years down the line, 40 years down the line, it can always come out.
But I mean, the thing is, like, say in a relationship, if you're holding something back from telling your partner, or you really didn't like something they did, or you didn't like the way they handle something, you just bite your tongue, or you're not genuine in your response.
No.
You will either become resentful, or you will end up with someone who is not the right match for you.
Yes.
And so, being honest all the time, you need to be truthful, because you are going to end up with the people in your life that need to be there, and the people who can handle the truth.
Yeah.
You need to be able to handle the truth as well, and not react emotionally to everything.
Yep.
You know, like you could say to me, I could right now go out and have loads of takeaways, and you could come to me and be like, Dan, look, mate, you've got fat.
Yeah.
You've got fat. And I remember when I was fat.
Yeah.
I remember when I was fat, and I took my top off, and you said to me straight up, you said, Dan, you got fat.
Yeah.
And it's like, at that time, could I have been emotional and been like, oh, you know, and whatever, just moan about it, or really take it to heart and get really upset and do all this stuff. And it's like, some things are going to upset you, but you need to understand.
Sometimes you need to be upset to change as well.
Yeah.
You know, you need to feel that pain and that shame and that sadness to really go, right, something needs to change now.
And you can choose what you do with it. This is the thing. I could have felt really ashamed and really upset by what you said to me. Oh, you're really fat, you know? And I could have gone, I'm not going to handle my emotions properly. I'm going to cope. I'm going to eat more. I'm going to become more lazy, more cheap dopamine. Sorry. And, and, you know, and just not do better. Or I can choose, right, these emotions have made me feel this way. I feel unhappy with the way that I look because now someone has brought this to my attention.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, instead of being emotional, being sad about this, I can be like, maybe they're right, but there's something I can do about it.
Yeah.
There's something I can do about it. I'm not, the reason I feel this emotional about it, this example, the reason I feel so sad or shamed, the fact Dave's called me fat, was because I know that I have got fat. I know that I am fat. And so maybe the thing that I should do is look into how to lose the weight.
Yeah. And that's all part of living in reality.
Yeah, live